Section 8.1 and 8.2, adding and subtracting sign numbers. Now, throughout the course, we've learned a lot of different numbers. We've done whole numbers, fractions, mixed numbers, and so on. What we want to do now is the entire time we've worked with numbers, we've only worked with positive numbers. We want to add in sign numbers. So let's look at some examples here, and we'll do addition first. Let's just use a basic. We'll do 7 plus 3. We'll do a negative 7 plus a negative 3, a negative 7 plus a positive 3, and a positive 7 and a negative 3. These are the situations you'll run into no matter what numbers you deal with. So just like before, we're going to come up with a nice way of doing these, making things more efficient, and it'll work for all numbers. Alright, what I want you to do when you deal with sign numbers is work with the numbers separately and then the signs. Now, here's how we're going to do it with these. Whenever you add sign numbers, I want you to determine, are they the same sign or are they different signs? These are the two situations. Put a 1 and a 2. Okay, in this case, they're the same sign. So if they're the same sign, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take the sum of the two numbers. Now, sum we know to be addition. So I want you to take the sum. So these are the same, so the sum of 7 and 3 is 10. These are also the same sign, so I want you to take the sum of the two numbers, which is 7 plus 3 is 10. Okay? Now, once you take the sum, I want you to keep the shared sign. So keep the shared sign. The shared sign here is positive, so this stays positive. The shared sign here is they both have a negative, so this is a negative 10. So I want you to think in terms of S's. This will probably help you out. Same, sum, shared. That's what I want you to do when they have the same sign. Take the sum of the two numbers, get 10, and keep the shared sign. In this case positive, in this case negative. If they're different, then I want you to take the difference of the two numbers. We know the difference to be the operation subtraction. So the difference, these are different. One's negative, one's positive, one's negative. The difference between 7 and 3 is 4. The difference between 7 and 3 is still 4. And then finally, I want you to keep what I call the dominant sign. Whichever one was larger, you keep its sign. 7 is larger than 3, so I call it the dominant number. Its sign's negative, so the result has to be negative. This one here, 7 is the bigger number. Its sign is positive, so because it's bigger, it's dominant, so it's going to keep the positive. So when they're different, I want you to take the difference of the two numbers, then take the dominant sign. So think of it as a process. Identify them as having the same sign or different. If they're the same, take the sum of the two numbers and then keep its shared sign. So you're doing the numbers first and then the sign. If they're different, you take the difference of the two numbers, keep the dominant sign. So you're doing the numbers first and then the sign. Okay, that's it. This here is the key. That's the key when you're adding and subtracting. Well, I'm going to show subtraction here, but this is the key for adding for all numbers. It doesn't matter. These could be fractions. These could be mixed numbers. These could be any numbers, and you're still going to follow these same steps here. Okay, let's look at subtraction. What if I have 7 minus 3? Let's do negative 7 minus negative 3. Let's do negative 7 minus positive 3. And then do 7 minus negative 3. Alright, so these are all the different situations that you can have. Alright, so with subtraction, now this, a lot of times students, this is crazy. I'll ask people what are the answers here, and I'll get everything. You know, they'll give me 10, negative 4, positive 4. It's all over the place. What I want you to do from now on is just kind of like we did with multiplication division. I want you to, when we have signed numbers, I don't want you to subtract. I want you to use this rule that we have. We can change a subtraction to addition anytime we want to, as long as we do addition of the opposite. This is pretty powerful right here. Subtraction we can change to addition anytime we want to, as long as we say addition of the opposite. So what we mean here is, go here and we're going to change this subtraction to addition, but then we need to change what's behind it to its opposite sign. That's a negative. This one here, we'll change this one to addition, but the opposite of this one is a positive sign. We'll change this one to addition, the opposite is a negative sign. We'll change this one to addition, its opposite is positive. So if you notice in red, we change subtraction to addition of the opposite. Okay? Now once we do that, let me clean this up a little bit. What we have here is 7 plus negative 3. We have negative 7 plus positive 3. We have negative 7 plus negative 3. And we have 7 plus 3. Now notice, if you do this one step here, you change subtraction to addition of the opposite, notice what you have left. You have something we've already worked with. Look, they're the same as the ones over here. Look, we have a 7 plus a negative 3. We have a negative 7 plus a 3. We have a negative 7 plus a negative 3. And a 7 plus a 3. So the same rules apply. So if you take this one extra step here when you see subtraction, then the rules of addition apply every time. And this is really powerful. We've talked about a lot of powerful things in this course, and to me this is very powerful with signed numbers. So if you're adding or subtracting signed numbers, you follow these same sum shared or difference dominant. And if it's subtraction, you change it to addition of the opposite, then apply the same rules.